If your cucumber leaves are turning yellow right now, I need you to stop scrolling for the next 10 minutes. Because what you're about to learn could save your entire harvest. Here's something most gardeners never realize. Yellow leaves are not the problem. They're a warning light, just like the check engine light in your car doesn't tell you exactly what's wrong. Yellow leaves are your cucumber plant's way of waving a flag and saying, something isn't right down here. And if you don't act soon, it's going to get worse. And here's the part that surprises almost everyone. Most people see yellow leaves and immediately think, it needs fertilizer. So they dump on more plant food, and the yellowing gets worse. Why? Because in a lot of cases, fertilizer isn't the issue at all. It could be a fungal problem hiding in plain sight. It could be the way you're watering. It could even be something happening underneath the leaves that you've never thought to check. Today, I'm going to show you a simple homemade spray, made from things you probably already have in your kitchen, that gardeners have used for generations to help bring cucumber leaves back from yellow to green. No expensive chemicals, no trip to the garden store, just a smarter way of caring for your plants. Let's get into it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to mix, apply, and use a simple foliar spray that coats your cucumber leaves and helps create conditions that are far less friendly to the fungal issues that cause yellowing in the first place. You'll also learn exactly why each ingredient in this spray matters, the right way to apply it so it actually works, not just spraying and hoping, and the small watering and airflow habits that stop yellow leaves from coming back next week. This isn't about working harder in your garden. It's about working smarter, so your cucumbers can do what they're supposed to do. Grow strong, stay green, and give you a harvest you're proud of. If you've ever walked out to your garden, coffee in hand, expecting to see healthy green vines, and instead found yellow, spotted, sad-looking leaves staring back at you, you are far from alone. This is one of the most common frustrations home gardeners deal with, especially with cucumbers, which are sensitive plants that react quickly to stress. The problem is that most advice online treats every yellow leaf the same way. Just add fertilizer, without asking why the leaf turned yellow in the first place. That's like taking cough medicine without knowing if you have a cold or allergies. It might help. It might not touch the real issue at all. Here at the Root Garden, our whole approach is different. We believe gardening should be smart and effortless, not stressful, not complicated, and not something that requires a horticulture degree. Small targeted actions, done at the right time, in the right way. That's what actually gets results. And that's exactly what we're covering today. Before we get into the spray recipe, I want to tell you something that changes how most people apply it. A mistake so common that it can make an otherwise perfect spray completely useless. It has to do with where on the leaf you spray, and if you skip this step, you could be doing everything else, right? And still watching those yellow leaves multiply. I'll walk you through it in a few minutes, along with the exact timing that makes this spray dramatically more effective. So stick around, because this one small adjustment might be the missing piece you've been looking for. But first, let's talk about why cucumber leaves turn yellow in the first place, because understanding the why is what makes everything else make sense. Yellowing leaves, technically called chlorosis, happen when a leaf isn't producing enough chlorophyll, the green pigment that powers photosynthesis. But the reasons behind that can vary quite a bit. Sometimes it's overwatering, which suffocates the roots and stops them from absorbing nutrients properly. Sometimes it's the opposite, underwatering, which stresses the plant and causes older leaves to yellow and die off first. Fungal diseases, like powdery mildew or downy mildew, are also major culprits, especially in humid conditions or when leaves stay wet for long periods. Pest damage from things like aphids or spider mites can drain nutrients directly from the leaf tissue. And sometimes it's simply environmental stress, a sudden heat wave, a cold snap, or inconsistent watering schedules. The good news? In most of these cases, if you catch it early, your cucumber plant has an incredible ability to bounce back. That's exactly what this spray is designed to support. Okay, now that you understand what's actually going on beneath those yellow leaves, let's get into the good part, the spray itself. I'm going to walk you through exactly what goes into it, why each ingredient earns its spot in the bottle, and then remember that mistake I mentioned earlier. I'll show you exactly how to avoid it when you apply it. This next section is the heart of the whole video, so let's dive in. Tip 1. The homemade foliar spray recipe. What if the fix for your yellow cucumber leaves has been sitting in your kitchen cabinet this whole time? It has. This homemade foliar spray combines a few simple household ingredients into a solution. You mix in a spray bottle and apply directly onto the leaves. This spray is designed to coat the leaf surface, creating an environment that's less inviting for certain fungal issues, while supporting overall leaf health and encouraging greener, stronger growth. Many of the fungal spores that cause yellowing and leaf spotting thrive in specific pH conditions on the leaf surface. A well-mixed foliar spray can shift that environment slightly, making it harder for those fungal problems to take hold and spread, while the light coating also helps protect the leaf from further stress. Picture your cucumber vines a week or two from now, leaves shifting from that dull, yellow-tinged look back to a rich, healthy green, with new growth pushing out at the tips of the vine. Simple action step: mix your solution in a clean spray bottle, filtering it through a fine strainer or cheesecloth. First, so it doesn't clog the nozzle, and you're ready for the next step, application. Tip 2. Why filtering the mixture actually matters. Here's a step almost everyone skips, and it's the reason so many homemade sprays end up half-used in a garage somewhere. Filtering your mixture before pouring it into the bottle keeps your sprayer working smoothly, so you get an even, fine mist across every leaf instead of a clogged nozzle and frustrating drips. Homemade sprays often contain small particles that don't fully dissolve. Without filtering, these particles build up inside the nozzle, blocking the fine spray pattern you need for full leaf coverage. And even mist is what allows the solution to coat the entire leaf. Surface, clumps and drips leave gaps. Visual outcome: imagine picking up your spray bottle and pressing the trigger, and instead of sputtering or clogging, you get a smooth, even mist that coats the whole leaf in seconds. No stopping to unclog. No wasted mixture. Pour your mixture through a coffee filter, fine mesh strainer, or cheesecloth before it goes into the bottle. It takes 30 extra seconds and saves you the headache later. Now here's a mistake I see constantly, and it's the one I promised to tell you about earlier. Spraying only the top of the leaves. It feels natural, right? You spray downward, coat the tops, and move on. But here's the problem. Many pests and fungal spores live and multiply on the underside of the leaf, hidden from view and protected from direct sunlight. If you only spray the top, you're leaving the real problem completely untouched. The fix is simple. Gently tilt the leaves as you spray, or angle your bottle upward, so you're coating both the top and the underside of each leaf. Yes, it takes a little more time, but this one adjustment is often the difference between a spray that works and one that doesn't seem to do anything at all. Tip 3. The right time and frequency to spray. Even the best spray recipe can fail if you use it at the wrong time of day. Applying your spray at the right time and on the right schedule maximizes how well it's absorbed and reduces the risk of leaf burn or wasted product. Why it works. Spraying during peak sun hours means the mixture can evaporate too quickly or, combined with direct sunlight, cause stress on the leaf surface. Early morning or early evening, when temperatures are cooler and the sun isn't as intense, gives the spray time to settle onto the leaf and do its job before the heat of the day arrives. Visual outcome. Picture yourself out in the garden in the cool morning air, misting your cucumber vines while the rest of the neighborhood is still asleep. Calm, simple, and effective. Apply your spray early in the morning or in the evening, roughly once or twice a week, adjusting based on how your plant responds. Tip 4. Removing severely damaged leaves. Sometimes the most helpful thing you can do for your cucumber plant is to remove a leaf entirely. Trimming off severely yellowed or damaged leaves redirects the plant's energy toward healthy growth and helps prevent fungal issues from spreading to nearby leaves and vines. A badly damaged leaf is no longer contributing much to photosynthesis, but it can still act as a host for fungal spores or pests, allowing problems to spread to healthier parts of the plant. Removing it cuts off that spread at the source. Think of it like pruning a hedge. A little trimming now leads to fuller, healthier growth later, with your plant's energy flowing toward new leaves. Instead of trying to repair ones that are too far gone, use clean scissors or pruning shears to snip off leaves that are more than halfway yellow or covered in spots, and dispose of them away from your garden bed. Don't compost diseased leaves. Tip 5. Supporting habits that prevent future yellowing. The spray helps a lot, but there are 3 small daily habits that make an even bigger difference long term. Improving airflow around your plants, watering at the base instead of overhead, and avoiding wet leaves overnight all work together to create an environment where fungal problems struggle to survive in the first place. Fungal spores need moisture to germinate and spread. Wet leaves, especially overnight, create the perfect breeding ground. Poor airflow traps humidity around the plant, making things worse. Watering at the base instead of overhead keeps the leaves Dry while still giving the roots what they need. Picture your cucumber patch with vines spaced just enough apart that air moves freely between them. Soil that's evenly moist without pooling water, and leaves that stay dry and healthy through the night. Water your cucumbers at the base early in the day. Space your plants to allow airflow, and avoid watering in the evening, when leaves won't have time to dry before nightfall. Here's the tip that ties everything together, and honestly, it's the one most gardening videos never mention. Most people treat their cucumber plants' yellow leaves as an isolated problem. Spray it, move on, forget about it. But the plants that recover the fastest and stay the healthiest are the ones where gardeners treat the spray as part of a rhythm, not a one-time fix. Here's what that means in practice. Instead of waiting until leaves turn yellow to take action, build a simple weekly rhythm. Check the undersides of a few leaves for early signs of pests or spotting. Water at the base in the early morning, and apply your spray as a light preventative. Measure every 1 to 2 weeks, even when things look fine. This shifts you from reacting to problems after they've already taken hold to preventing them before they start. Why does this matter so much? Because fungal spores and pest populations build up slowly, often invisibly, before you ever see a single yellow leaf. By the time the yellowing is visible, the issue has usually been developing for days, sometimes longer. A regular rhythm of light spraying and quick leaf checks catches these problems in their earliest, easiest to manage stage, long before they become the kind of widespread yellowing that stresses the whole plant. Think about the difference this makes over an entire growing season. Instead of a stressful cycle of noticing yellow leaves, scrambling for a fix, watching it slowly improve, and then dealing with it again a few weeks later, you get ahead of it. Your cucumber vines stay consistently green. Your energy goes toward enjoying your garden instead of firefighting problems, and your harvest benefits from weeks of uninterrupted, healthy growth instead of stop-and-start recovery. This single shift, from reactive spraying to a simple preventative rhythm, is often what separates gardeners who fight yellow leaves all season long from gardeners whose cucumber patches simply thrive. Here's what I want you to take away from today's video. Yellow leaves on your cucumber plants aren't a sign that you've failed as a gardener. They're simply your plant's way of asking for a small adjustment. And now you know exactly what that adjustment looks like. A simple homemade spray, applied the right way, at the right time, combined with a few easy habits that make future yellowing far less likely. This is what smart, effortless gardening is really about. It's not about spending more hours in the garden or buying every product on the shelf. It's about understanding what your plants actually need and giving it to them in the simplest way possible. A filtered spray mixture, a morning application, a quick check under the leaves. Small, consistent actions that add up to a healthier, greener, more productive cucumber patch with far less stress on your end. So here's your simple plan. Mix your spray, filter it well. Apply it to both sides of the leaves in the early morning. Trim away any leaves that are too far gone, and build these small habits into your weekly routine. Do that, and you'll likely start noticing the difference. Within just a week or two, greener leaves, stronger vines, and a harvest that reflects all that healthy growth. If this video helped you, hit that like button so more gardeners can find it, and subscribe to The Root Garden for more simple, effective tips that make your garden thrive without the stress. And if you've tried a spray like this before, let me know how it worked for you in the comments below. Until next time, happy gardening.